Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All right, y'all are doing good. Welcome to 19 Miles to Music Row. How's everyone doing? Good. Y'all brave the cold weather. How many of y'all have scarves? Okay, I see several scarves. I didn't bring mine, so who's got the best? 19 miles more than 10 times. Okay. How many of you are coming next month as well? I better see some more hands there. All right. We're taking accounting here. Well, first off, thank you for coming. Tonight's going to be an amazing night. We've got some really talented songwriters, and then Bob. And I need a drummer back here, you know? No, seriously, I'm excited about tonight. Roger Day was going to MC tonight, but he was under the weather. He left me a voicemail yesterday. I couldn't make through because he was maybe coughing a lot. And he texted me. He said, hey, if you heard any of that, can you MC tomorrow night? I said, I got you, brother. I got you. So we're praying for Roger Day and everyone that's come in contact with him in the past few days. I hope everyone's doing well. Since I'm the news director at the radio station, I will tell you, so it's not supposed to snow tonight, okay? Friday, there is a very high chance, 90% chance we're going to get some snow, depending on the models, okay? The European model says maybe like 5 inches of snow. The other models kind of vary, so we'll see what happens, right? In news and in weather, we're guaranteed that nothing is what we're going to think it is, right? So make sure to bundle up, get your gas, your bread, your eggs, your milk, the southern things. Also, if you look back at the back, we have some new merch items to keep you warm. Pastor Cardi is back there modeling how beautiful those new toboggan hats are. Is that what they're called, toboggans? Slouchy hats? Okay, thank you. There's also normal hats. We've got coffee mugs and other warm drink beverage holders, so make sure you check that out. There's also a box back there to donate to keep events like 19 Miles to Music Row keep going, okay? So don't forget that. But enough talking. Would y'all like to meet them? All right. So since I dissed him already, I'd like to introduce you to Robert, also known as Bob Inman. How's it going?
It's going great.
Now, you're part of the 19 Miles Committee.
Yeah, I am, and I guess that sort of qualifies as nepotism, right?
No, not at all. No.
But thanks for the opportunity.
We're glad to have you. So when did you start writing music?
Well, I've written a couple of stage musicals that have been published and are performed around. So I've been doing this for, 15, 20 years, but started doing the more commercial stuff within the last, I'd say, 5 years.
All right. And what really got you into writing and music and creativity?
My grandmother. I sat at her piano in Elba, Alabama when I was a very young guy. And she introduced me to the wonderful world of music. And I've been in love with music ever since.
All right. Go ahead and welcome Bob to the stage, to 19 Miles.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. And then the lovely Jan is sitting in the middle of two dapper gentlemen.
They're
Jan?
lovely, too.
They're lovely, too? Okay. I called him dapper, Jan, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thanks.
Jan,
Glad
to the stage. So I'm going to ask you as well, when did you start getting into music and writing songs?
Well, I started piano lessons at 4.
So last year.
Yeah, And so then I was always in choirs and whatever. Then I picked up a guitar, started writing songs. And I, too, have written a musical, so I've got that experience. I like historic things to write music for, and I've been doing it a long time.
Right, okay. Now, something I didn't ask Bob, I'm going to ask you, and we'll go back to him.
Okay.
This is something that I've asked a lot of people. What is your favorite word to put into a song?
Soul.
Soul, okay.
Oh, it's not in any song tonight.
Oh. Okay, soul. I bet you can throw it in there somewhere. We'll listen for you, right? Well, Jan, thank you so much for being here. Now, are you from here Or
Well,
do you
I live
close?
here now,
okay.
but I grew up in Michigan. Are there any Michiganders here? Woohoo!
Which part?
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan. Okay.
And I lived in Indiana for a while, so are there any Hoosiers here? There's some Hoosiers, too.
I started my college career in Anderson, Indiana.
Oh, okay. I was in Bloomington.
Bloomington. That's not far. Yeah. Muncie.
Muncie.
Oh, I've been to Muncie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know where Muncie is.
Well, great. Well, Jan. Well, remind me your last name.
Henshaw.
Henshaw. Jan Henshaw, ladies and gentlemen. And from what I understand, there's going to be some changing around on stage, so bear with us. Musicians, sometimes they play guitar, sometimes they play piano.
I've got my tuba with me.
Do you really? Now, I played tuba in high school. We can have a tuba off.
Can you see me carrying a tuba?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Did you watch the Macy's parade and the Parade of Roses? Mm-hmm. Yeah. There were lots of female tuba players.
Okay. Are they all 5 feet tall?
There was one band. We're getting side-railed here. Yeah. There was one band of all females from Japan.
Oh.
And there was a huge drum line and a huge tuba line. And they were all, I'm pretty sure at least a third of me. Well, Jan, thank you for being here.
Sure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome, Jan. And last but certainly not least, Bradley Crow. Thank you for being here, Bradley.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Bradley. So, when did you start being into music, Bradley?
Being into music? Oh.
Yeah.
I think I've always been into music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 0.
0, okay.
If you wanted to.
Negative,
but
negative 9 months,
since
right?
before I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Well, when did you start playing and pursuing music? Yeah.
Writing, playing. I took piano lessons probably around 4, some crazy young age. Just kind of was in my family, and yeah, I've kind of carried it with me ever since. Went to college for it, and ever since, just been writing and aspiring to be a writer.
So went to college for music.
Well, music business. So
music
I
business.
I minored in classical piano.
Okay.
And then songwriting was just kind of something I did.
So are you using your musical degree, your music business degree?
I am. So right, yeah.
That's
you go, right.
Come on, give him some credit here.
Yeah. Yes and no, because I was in a band, managing a band, and also playing in the band for a long time, and so we were doing that. That has since kind of wrapped. I was in a duo, and now I'm pursuing a solo artistry. At the moment, I'm also a guitar tech on the road with Gary Allen. So yeah, doing a lot in the music business.
We've had some of our 19 Miles featured artists that have written a lot of Gary's hit songs.
Nice.
Yeah, that have been
That's
here. So it's full circle here at 19 Miles, right? So when did you pick up the guitar?
Guitar was, I guess, back. I used to live in Missouri. Any Missourians out there? Is that? Yeah. Is that what you say, Missourian? Yeah. I should know, but I don't.
Misery?
Misery. Any miserable people out there? But yeah. So lived in Missouri, and probably early high school started playing guitar. And yeah, I took it from a guy named Dennis James, and yeah, it was cool.
All right. And so, as promised, what is your favorite word to put into a song?
As stuff, I feel like words like time and mind I typically go towards, but recently I've been writing a lot of songs with the word insane in it. So
okay.
Do with that information what you want. I don't know.
Hey, I've got a song that has metamorphosis in it.
Yeah,
you try to rhyme with that.
There you go.
All right. Bradley Crow, ladies and gentlemen. So I did say I was going to circle back, and I'm going to get him to start off the round. Mr. Bob Inman, what is your favorite word to put in a song?
I think heart.
Heart.
Heart, yeah.
And soul.
And heart and soul.
Hey.
And insane.
That's right. That could be a song.
Insane, Heart and Soul. We got a new band, ladies and gentlemen.
Insane, heart and soul.
Without further ado, let's let Mr. Bob Inman, Robert Inman, kick us off for 19 Miles right here, the first edition of 2025.
I'm a storyteller by trade. I write novels and movie scripts and stage plays and now songs. And, you know, some of my relatives say, you don't work, you're a writer. And I just agree with them. I mean, of course, you know, I have known people who had writer's block and suffered internal bleeding, but I've had none of that. But I agree with them. It's nothing to write a novel. You just make up some stuff and write it down. And then you make up some more stuff and you write that down. And you do that over and over until you've made up everything you can think to make up. And you write the end and send it off to your publisher. And of course, and they say, see, I told you. But anyway, I am a storyteller, no matter what genre I'm working in. It's all storytelling, and all stories are about people. And my technique as a storyteller is to start with a person. Imagine a person that I'm really interested in, warts and all. Rough edges seem to make interesting characters. Put them in a particular time and place, surround them with some other folks, and then give them a dilemma and see what they do with that dilemma. And that's the story, what they do or don't do with the dilemma. And that's what I've tried to do with this song that I called 10 Miles Out of Midnight. Saddest kind of lonesome is an empty stretch of two-lane in the dead of night. And the hardest kind of heartache is not knowing if you'll have a chance to make things right. She's halfway home to Arkansas, 10 miles out of midnight. Lots of miles behind her and lots of life to go. She's staring through the darkness and trying to find some light. And the only thing easing her mind is the radio, where they sing the songs about broken hearts, putting them back together. The kind of love that falls apart, the kind that lasts forever. Turning nothing into maybe, and things that make you crazy. The kind of songs you hear when you're 10 miles out of midnight. On the radio. Mama said that boy is trouble. She remembers Mama's words were plenty loud and clear. But it seemed that love was louder when that boy in Mama's warning whispered in her ear. So she followed him to Dallas, and things were mostly fine, till she told him about the baby, and he said, you're on your own on this one. That's why she's 10 miles out of midnight on a lonesome stretch of two-lane with a radio, where they sing the songs about broken hearts, putting them back together. The kind of love that falls apart, and the kind that lasts forever. Turning nothing into maybe, and things that make you crazy. The kind of songs you hear when you're 10 miles out of midnight on the radio. When she gets a look at Mama, she'll know how many miles she's yet to go. Hoping Mama's heard some songs that say I love you no matter what on the radio, where they sing the songs about broken hearts, putting them back together. The kind of love that falls apart, the kind that lasts forever. Turning nothing into maybe, and things that make you crazy. The kind of songs you hear when you're 10 miles out of midnight on the radio. The kind of songs you hear when you're 10 miles out of midnight on the radio.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's great. I like to write songs that tell stories as well. And this has an interesting story behind it. I used to live in Bloomington, Indiana. And one day I was walking down the street and I ran into a friend who said, you got to see this letter. He said, my grandmother found it in a trunk in the attic, and it was written by an ancestor of his who fought in the Civil War. And it was a letter he'd written by hand, very beautiful handwriting, as he was wounded and lying in the medic tent. And he wrote this letter to his sweetheart, Eleanor, who lived in French Lick, Indiana. My dear Eleanor, I take pen in hand to write a few lines from this battle-scarred land. In this ragged old tent, I lie here alone without you, my dearest of friends. My dear, I've a fever, my health it is bad. Sickness has gripped all the men here in camp. Still I think it would cure me to see thy sweet face, but thou art a lifetime away. Will you still love me when I'm back from the war? Will you throw your arms around me like so often before? Will you remember it's thee I adore? Will you still love me, my sweet Eleanor? My mind wanders back to the hills that I left, and in my daydreams I see thy sweet self, and I think of those pleasures that once we have known, the happiest times of my life. Will you still love me when I'm back from the war? Will you throw your arms around me like so often before? Will you remember it's thee I adore? Will you still love me, my sweet Eleanor? Thou art in my dreams, I see thee yet, though many long hours have passed since we met. Though my hope turns to joy and grief turns to tears, I'll dream though my heartstrings may break. Will you still love me when I'm back from the war? Will you throw your arms around me like so often before? Will you remember it's thee I adore? Will you still love me, my sweet Eleanor? Thank you.
I like that one.
He did come back. He did come back and he married her and they had 10 children. And it's a very happy ending.
I am one of those children. Yeah, I like that song. That's good. Yeah, so the song I'm going to start with is called Tighten the Hold. I wrote it a while ago. I don't remember when. I remember I wrote it. It was supposed to be a solo for a band I was in, just like a guitar solo, and it didn't make the cut, so I just did something different with it, and I'm glad I did. It's about the suffering we all go through and how a relationship can kind of ease that pain. Dilute the suffering, maybe. Here it is. Let me unmute.
dries those sad eyes once again. But oh, if moonlight don't bring her back in. No, not this time, I'll be just fine, that's what she says. Just find that tune, my darling, that helps you forget. And well, she's not alone. Yeah, she'll fight till it's gone. Taking that merry-go-round they call living. And when it gets hard to hang on, she tightens the hold. Stone cold Sundays push through doorways and move along. Well, that boy has trouble with reasons to carry on. And whiskey ain't good for the mind when it's sleeping, for heaven's sake. But boy, does it help with the demons when you're awake. And well, he's not alone. Yeah, he'll fight till it's gone. Taking that merry-go-round they call living. And when it gets hard to hang on, he tightens the hold. Don't they know the hell they go through? Ain't life a breeze? Just find that tune, my darling, that helps you breathe.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful.
Bradley, that was lovely.
Thank you so much.
I have a theory about climate change. Now, when you hear it, you may say, well, that's not a scientific theory, but a lot of theories about climate change aren't very scientific. Anyway, I'm a writer, as I said. I write a lot of words, and I delete a lot of words. I'm sitting there at the computer, and no, that didn't sound right, so I just zap it. And I got to wondering what happens to all that stuff you delete. And you're guilty of this too. It's all ones and zeros. And my thought is that maybe it's floating around out there in the ether causing atmospheric disturbances like blizzards and fluenza and so forth. So I thought, well, what can I do to, and metaphors and similes are the worst because they're such powerful figures of speech. Now, I grew up in South Alabama in a place where figures of speech just roll off the tongue. Now, you know, if I saw my friend Willard in Birmingham, then I would say, Willard, how are you doing today? And he would say, just fine, thank you very much. If I saw Willard below Montgomery, where I'm from, I'd say, Willard, how are you today? And he'd say, happy as a dead pig in the sunshine. And you would know that Willard was really in good shape. But you know, every time I delete a metaphor or a simile, they're so powerful, I swear I can hear thunder off in the distance. So I thought, well, what can I do to atone for all of my sins with metaphors and similes? And I decided that I would just collect a bunch of them and put them in a song and capture them there and keep them there. And so I wrote Metaphorical Blues. My body is a train wreck, about as stable as a two-legged stool. My body is a derailment, about as wobbly as a two-legged stool. I'm searching for metaphors and similes to define these metaphorical blues. I got so high last night, I must have been breathing helium. I got so atmospherically high last night, I'm thinking it was really helium. I'm organizing a search party to find my missing equilibrium. I check the obituary column every time I read the news, just to see if I am mentioned every time I read the news. From my head down to my shoes, I've got those metaphorical blues. Now it's a heavy load I'm toting, 10 pounds of trouble in a 5-pound sack. It's a worrisome load I'm toting, 10 pounds of misery in a 5-pound sack. I'm keeping a low profile because of the target on my back. I'm slower than molasses, I must have hard rocks in my shoes. I've got no locomotion, maybe it's concrete in my shoes. Maybe that's why I can't lose those metaphorical blues. I check the obituary column every time I read the news, to see if I'm listed every time I read the newspaper. I'm mostly dazed and confused because of those metaphorical blues. I'm humming like a 10-penny finishing nail hit with a greasy ball-peen hammer. I'm humming like a 10-penny finishing nail hit with a greasy ball-peen hammer. I'm a slipping and a sliding like a slew-foot salamander. I need a woman to tame me down, get me purring like a Persian cat. I need a good woman to tame me down, get me purring like a high-class cat. Make me forget who I am, make me wonder where I'm at. I check the obituary column every time I read the news, looking for my name and likeness every time I peruse the news. From my head down to my shoes, I've got those metaphorical blues. I'm trying so hard to lose those metaphysical, metaphorical blues.
That's great. I kept thinking, what's he going to rhyme with that one? You did it. You did it. A few years back, Acoustic Guitar Magazine did this thing where they sent people to different cities. Well, what they sent was a little Zoom recorder. And they would send it to a songwriter in that community and say, your friends should each write a song in 5 days. And when that person wrote it, then pass it to the next person, they'd add it to that Zoom recorder, and so forth. So one of my songwriter friends asked me to be part of this. And I said, gosh, well, that's kind of nerve-wracking, write a song in 5 days. And I figured that since it was Acoustic Guitar Magazine, that it might have something to do with that, or maybe because you play it on your favorite guitar. So I wrote it. I didn't know how to use a Zoom recorder, but somebody helped me. How you doing, my old friend? Sweet to see you once again. For many years I've been miles away, gone so far, way too far. We first met when I was small. Daddy pulled you off the wall. He placed my fingers on his shiny strings, his guitar, his old guitar. And there was magic in the sound that could spin my heart around. Warm skin, wood and steel, I can't forget the feel and the magic in your sound. I went away just to be free. You and Dad kept company. Now he's gone and left you in my arms, my guitar, my own guitar. My life's been full of rights and wrongs. I'll try to write that in a song. I touch your ancient body, loved and worn and scarred, battle scarred. And there's still magic in your sound that spins my heart around. Warm wood, skin and steel, I can't forget the feel and the magic in your sound. Though I left so long ago, my fingers know just where to go to hear the magic in your sound that spins my heart around. Warm wood, skin and steel, I can't forget the feel and the magic in your sound, and the magic in your sound. Thank you.
Very nice. All right. I'm going to tune a little bit, if that's cool. And I'm a guitar tech, so it's going to take like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. No, I'm going to try to talk while I do it, but bear with me. this next song is called Just Get What I Want. And I actually was not going to do this tonight, and I changed my mind because people told me I should. So that's the story of that. And one second. But yeah, it's kind of about relationships again, because, you know, that's about all I know anything about. But yeah, and kind of committing things to someone that you probably shouldn't commit, and like kind of, some people get in relationships because they like the idea of looking like they have somebody, I guess, or like it's more of an image thing, and it's not good. Not good at all. Definitely not autobiographical in any way, yeah. But y'all thought I was kidding about the tuning. It's made me so picky. My ears are so, like, I tune essentially for a living, so it's like I gotta be so on it, and it drives me crazy, honestly. But
Did you say it drives you insane?
yes, I would. If you can't tell.
Well, I'm sure it'll be soulful.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
have
heart.
a lot of heart.
All right. This one's called Just to Get What I Want. The telegram came through, said it was from you, my babe. Always overdue, always love to keep me waiting. 'Cause you gotta stay ahead, you gotta try and win your stupid game. Oh, and I'll keep loving you until my love is through, and then I'll be on my way. You love songs, but the words would be wrong. The words would be wrong. And I'll sing you love songs just to get what I want. Hey, just to get what I want. Baby, you're a mess. You're trying to impress me. You're waiting for something to change. And I'll keep you on my arm if just to make a name. So look at me and smile, and maybe I'll decide to stay. 'Cause I said that I'd be true to anyone like you, and I make all the bad things go away. It's funny how as them days come around, it don't matter what you say, it's how you sound. So I'll write you love songs, but the words would be wrong. The words would be wrong. And I'll sing you love songs just to get what I want. Hell, just to get what I want. Maybe it's the way that I was brought up. Or maybe it's the fact that no one's ever gonna be enough. Maybe it's the way when you ask me about my day, I never mean what I say. So I'll write you love songs,
but the words would be wrong. Yeah, the words, they'll be wrong. And I'll sing you love songs just to get what I want. Well, just to get what I want. Yeah, I'll write you love songs. Well, just to get what I want. Yeah, I'll write you love songs. Just to get what I want, just to get what I want. And I'll write you love songs.
Thank y'all.
It's great.
Haunting song, and you were in tune.
I was in tune. Yeah.
It's worth the wait.
Gotta build the anticipation. You know.
I've never been out on the road like Bradley, performing. I guess you can't count the road between my house and Franklin and here as being on the road. But, and you know, we go to a concert and we look at the people up on the stage and we think, oh, what an exciting life, and we'd like to have a life like that too. But performers who've been on the road that I've talked to say it's not all wonderful, that there, you know, can be hours of boredom, there can be loneliness out on the road, especially when there's somebody back home who's waiting for you. And that's the story behind this song I call Lifeline. The crowd was great. They loved the band. They let us know it with the thunder of their hands. When the last note died away, I just had to call. I just had to say how bad I'm missing you. I wrote you a song the other night. It's not perfect, but I'll get it right. You'll hear it someday on the radio, but I'm saving it for you till I get back home. It's all about how much I need in you. You are always on my mind, because you are my lifeline. From the very first day, right from the start, from the very first time, I gave you my heart. When I took your hand and I gave you mine, I knew you'd always be my lifeline. I stood on the beach in the California sand, reached out for you like a drowning man. You rescued me, you were miles away, so I just had to call, I just had to say how much I long for you. You know it's crazy out here with the crowd and the lights, the low of the lows, the high of the heights. Miniskirt girls waiting out in the hall. I say I gotta run, gotta make a call to tell you again how much I love you. You are always on my mind, because you are my lifeline. From the very first day, right from the start, from the very first time, I gave you my heart. When I took your hand and I gave you mine, I knew you'd always be my lifeline. Whenever I'm falling in despair, anytime, anywhere, you always catch me in midair. 'cause you are my lifeline. From the very first day, right from the start, from the very first time, I gave you my heart. When I took your hand and I gave you mine, I knew you'd always be my lifeline. I knew you'd always be my lifeline.
Well, I'm going to be one of those annoying musicians that Ronnie mentioned and switch instruments. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can't see me. All right. I've got a lot of influences in my music. There's a little country and bluegrass, a lot of folk, and some Celtic flavors in some of my songs. And this one has a little bit of that. I've sung a lot of traditional Irish and English ballads, Scottish ballads. And so that kind of inspired me for this one. So I'd love it if you sang along on the chorus, if you get used to hearing it and you want to sing along. But you can also, get that drinking song feeling like, in the pubs in Ireland and wave your glasses back and forth like this. If anybody, like that. Okay. This is called The Wild Rolling Sea. If I were a whispering wind, I'd blow all your troubles away. I'd gently caress your skin and carry you home to stay. You're out on the wild rolling sea, sailing so far from me. God only knows when I'll see you again. You're out on the wild rolling sea. If I were a tall mighty tree, my limbs would hold you near. I'd shelter you under my leaves and bear all the weight of our tears. You're out on the wild rolling sea, sailing so far from me. God only knows when I'll see you again. You're out on the wild rolling sea. If I were a bird's wistful tune, with notes that would linger and burn, I'd float on the air night and noon, so you'd hear my song and return. You're out on the wild rolling sea, sailing so far from me. God only knows when I'll see you again. You're out on the wild rolling sea. Here's your chance. You're out on the wild rolling sea, sailing so far from me. God only knows when I'll see you again. You're out on the wild rolling sea. You're out on the wild rolling sea. Thank you so much.
I'm also going to be annoying and change instruments. Although you don't have to tune the piano before you use it, so it's less annoying. All righty. Let me adjust this. Speaking of tuning pianos, I thought for a second I wanted to tune pianos and just to make money on the side. So I went to Steinway because that's a good place to start tuning pianos. And I was like, I want to shadow this guy tuning the piano, and I did. It took 4 hours, and I fell asleep. So I didn't go down that career path. Maybe later. It's very intricate, though. You got to use your ear. All right. This one's called Black and White. It's about how life is not black and white. And that's it. I wrote this song on the phone with a girlfriend I had at the time, and not with her. She was talking to me, and I was writing it, and she didn't like that. But she didn't mind it. She was cool. She was like, "You should just finish that because you're not listening to me." And I was like, "You're not wrong." So if I'm ever not listening to you, I'm just probably playing piano or writing a song. But yeah, here's Black and White.
Well, I can't tell you all my secrets, 'cause I don't know how you receive them. And I can't tell you what I'm feeling, 'cause I don't know now if you believe it, and I don't know how to do this at all. Ooh, what a life, so black and white. Well, come on, give me love. Ooh, what did I go and do this time? Well, could you fix me up? Well, can I help you with your feelings? 'Cause I've been known to do some healing. Yeah, I'll go farther. Yeah, I'll keep reaching till you say something you don't mean. And if you say something enough, you might believe it. You might believe it. Ooh, what a life, so black and white. Come on, give me love. Ooh, what did I go and do this time? Well, could you fix me up? Step through, get right. You got to give yourself love. And ooh, what did I go and do this time? Well, could you fix me up?
Thank you. Also, I forgot to thank Roger Day and Denny and all the people he's about to thank, but
Yeah,
for having me.
thanks.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thanks for being such a great audience.
Thank you.
You know, and with the lights down, they're a beautiful audience, too.
Yes.
They're very good looking.
Yeah. It's like looking in a mirror, right?
A bunch of mirrors.
Can we give them another round of applause? I mean,
Thank you.
thank y'all so much for being here, for being part of 19 Miles. Hope y'all will come back again. We hope that y'all will come back. Have y'all enjoyed it so far? Even the guy on the end, Bob. Thank you. No, seriously, y'all all, I was listening to all of you. I love the singer-songwriter, like the storytelling behind the songs, right? Like in the songs you can hear, and I feel like a lot of times as a songwriter, we don't remember to tell the story. We get with what's popular and we just go for it, right? But I think all three of you did an excellent job. I also would like to point out that Bob did use a really big M word. Mesmerize, I think?
Metamorphosis.
Metamorph.
And metaphysical.
Metaphysical, that's the one I was like, wow. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
How do we find you? You know, now that we're all in love with you, right? We're in love with you?
Yeah.
So now how do we connect with you?
Okay, I'm Google Robert Inman. All of my novels, 6 of them, are available on Amazon and Netflix, not Netflix, Kindle.
Not yet on Netflix, coming soon.
That's right, coming soon to Netflix. And I'm posting songs on the streaming platforms all the time. So just Google me.
All right.
I have a website, janhenshaw.com. And that musical I mentioned earlier is about women getting the right to vote in 1920 here in Nashville. And it's called A Vote of Her Own. So you can look up that site for that. But for me, it's janhenshaw.com.
And Jan, I believe that you've got a merch table set up, is that right?
I do.
So y'all can take some Jan home with you. Actually, we want to make sure that she doesn't have to take anything home. I mean, it's cold outside. We don't want her to have to carry anything, right? Bob, you can buy all of his stuff online. So do that tonight before it runs out.
Now, I don't have clothing like Dana.
Dana has clothing.
Dana
I saw
has a
that.
wardrobe back there.
Yeah. Everyone's going to go home warm tonight.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. Bradley, how about you? How do we find you?
Absolutely. So Instagram is probably best. I'm most active on there. At Brad_Crow. I also have music coming out on Spotify this year. So if you want to find that, Instagram, follow me, and I'll be promoting that stuff. I was in a band called Juke of June. If you go to my Instagram page, it's linked on there. We also have Facebook and Spotify, all the good stuff.
All right. Do you have a release date?
Release date, not yet.
Not yet, okay.
But we're looking mid-February for, I didn't play the song tonight, but the ones coming out this year that you heard tonight was the first one, Tighten the Hold, and then the last one, Black and White. And then the middle one, we're going to start tracking on that soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all got that. Y'all have all followed all of them. You've got everything. Does anyone have any more questions on how to follow them?
What happened to the recording that you made with all the other people? Did it end up somewhere, or did they just steal your stuff?
What? Me? What?
Jan.
For Jan.
Me?
Yeah, when you made that recording in 5 days,
Oh, that song, yeah.
what happened to that recording?
Well, the magazine, Acoustic Guitar, they printed it in the magazine and had it available to listen to it. I've adjusted it since then, but it's basically the same song. And it was published in the magazine.
Wow. Well, again, thank you all so much. We are going to take a quick intermission. I'm told that there's no more chili, but we have hot beverages. Excuse me. Oh, did y'all want to see my cup? These are available for sale. How many of y'all would like a cup? They're right back there. And you know what we've done for our merch that we've had for a few months? We've discounted it 50%. So go see Bill in the back here, and he's going to hook you up. We've also got candles this year. You can get a couple of those. Take a nice hot bath when you get home, and think of 19 Miles and smells. Yeah? Okay. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after just a couple of minutes with Dana Cooper, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. So.
right. Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back. Let's act. How about we act like this is a live TV show because it is live streamed. So I'm going to give you a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Applause. And we're back. Wow, it worked. Can you believe it worked, Dana? I mean, whew. All right. So did y'all buy some merch, buy some drinks, get some autographs, take some pictures? Okay, I can't hear you. Yes? No? All right, y'all are ready. Okay. So for our featured hit, Inside the Hits songwriter, now he's got you can't see my phone, but he's got a bio that's about, hang on, I'm still scrolling. Oh, yep, yep, okay. Oh, you have a Patreon as well, looks
yes,
like.
sir.
Okay.
I do, yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
He's got a bio so big and so heavy, I don't even think I'm going to read it because, well, then we would be here till midnight, which would be okay because this guy was rehearsing backstage. Man, I'm excited. I've listened to a few of his things. He's been on Austin City Limits.
Yes, sir.
You've written and performed with all kinds of artists. Lyle, Lovett? Mm-hmm. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It says in the 1970s, when you were just born, you landed a record deal with Elektra Records. So you're not just a writer, you're like legit performer. You had record deals.
Yes, sir, I did. I had a few.
A few. I've only had one.
Hey. One can be
Anyway.
enough. One can be enough. Yeah.
They're like a good car, right?
Right.
Trade them in. But now, we're celebrating tonight your official, from what I'm told, official Nashville area release of your new album.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's the title of this album?
The Ghost of Tucumcari is what it's called.
Now, how did you come up with that name?
Well, I was traveling through the town of Tucumcari late one winter night last December, November, December, and checking into a hotel and saw an old alley cat creeping up to a dumpster. His ears were chewed off and he was limping real badly and kind of pitiful. So he haunted me the next day. I kind of kept thinking about him, and it was originally the cat of Tucumcari. But it sort of morphed into being about not just the lost cat, but, you know, the lost people we see out on the streets across the country as I tour, and all the lost animals, and the old ghost of Route 66 runs through Tucumcari. It all just kind of melded into the ghost of Tucumcari.
Well, I'm excited to hear what you've brought for us tonight. Would y'all like to welcome Mr. Dana Cooper?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ryan. I'm going to start off with a mellow song here that I wrote long ago and re-recorded it for the new album with my old friend Lyle Lovett singing along with me. Needless to say, you are haunting my mind. You give me no peace. Yeah, peace is hard to find. I trade every word of every song I've written for the true, honest innocence we knew as children. In the space of the moon, love is casually given. Love's a casualty driven from the face of the moon. heart is still mistrustful. I know well that kind of trouble's been haunting my mind. La da da, la da da, la da da, la da, la da 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 da. We slept 7 stories high in a dormitory bedroom, and at night we'd watch the snow shine beneath the splinters of the moon. Sometimes we thought that we could see where they held a Corpus Christi. Yeah, the Kansas hills lie misty like a pocket full of spoons. There's a tropical storm off the coast of Australia. Like the coast of Australia, my mind is tossed and blown. And this feeling that I got here, it can't be easily explained yet. It's not easy to say it, how my love for you has grown. La da da, la da da. Thank you. Yeah. Do another song off the new album here. This new album was a lot of fun. I got to involve a lot of old friends. Of course, I always do that, but invited a lot of singers in to sing along with me. There's a fellow around here named Mondo Signs. Anybody hear of Mondo Signs out there? Check him out. He's a great songwriter out of Texas, living in Nashville these days. I walk with you, and I talk with you, and I ask you how you feel. And you never ask what's up with me. Makes me wonder if I'm real. If love can lift up any weight, if love can open any door, if love alone can conquer hate, what is love waiting for? You look through me when you look at me, and I wonder who you see. Distant shore, are we at war? Am I your enemy? If love can lift up any weight, if love can open any door, if love alone can conquer hate, what is love waiting for? How long must love wait for a soul to embrace her? If love turns away, who of us can only blame her? You say walk alone, trust no one, keep your heart locked inside. But when I hear that song, it sounds so wrong. When I see all the love you hide, if love can lift up any weight, if love can open any door, if love alone can conquer hate, what What is love waiting for? If love can lift up any weight, if love can open any door, if love alone can conquer hate, what is love waiting for? What is love waiting for? What is love waiting for? All right, thank you very much. Wrote that with a friend of mine down in Houston named Doug Biggers. Doug came up to me after a show one night in Houston and said, "Hey, I've got a line for you. You can take this and do what you want with it. If love can conquer hate, what is love waiting for?" So it's a co-write. In Nashville, if you're in the room, it's a co-write. So some people in other parts of the world, other parts of the country argue over, well, I wrote 12 words, and but we don't do that here, do we? So do the title song, The Ghost of Tucum Carey, about that old cat I was talking about, and this features Lyle Lovett on the recording as well. I met Lyle when he was a college student at A&M University, College Station. He booked a band that I was in there. We played 2 nights. We had the biggest crowd they'd ever had, and consequently he paid us the most money he'd ever paid out to anyone, and I think it all went up my manager's nose. But anyway, I found out last winter when we were recording together in Austin, he was telling me the story. I had no idea this had happened, but after we played, he lost his gig booking the acts there because he went over budget. But he still got to open for everybody that came through, so that was a good thing. Thank goodness he didn't hold it against me. She leaves her back door open for the ghost of Tucum Carey. It hurts to see him hungry, so desperate, so weary. The temperature is falling. Tonight there'll be a flurry. She leaves her heart wide open for the ghost of Tucum Carey. The lost one from the shadows limps across the alley. His haunted face is bloody from his never-ending battle. He sleeps where no one sees him, beneath the old abandoned building. No cruel hand can reach him, the ghost of Tucum Carey. And he tastes the silent snow on his sandpaper tongue, remembers warmer days, the blinding desert sun. He's scared to death of man, but he's too damn sick to run, so it's stay out here and die of cold. Step inside that open door. Once the lights burned bright in the town of Tucum Carey, now people just blow by. The old mother road is lonely. She sees him through the curtain, prays that he will tarry, sleeping in the corner, the ghost of Tucum Carey. So peaceful in the corner, ghost who took him carried. 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 The ghost who took him carried. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Another song off the record. It's my 32nd album, world's shortest album. 30 seconds. For our modern attention span, just it's gone. There you go. Well, not to brag, but brag a little bit. This is an independent release, and it's released on the shoulders of so many great people, great musicians, and singers that contributed to this record, and all the folks who contributed to the budget through Indiegogo. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Feel all that love from people, and it's done quite well. It made several year-end best ofs, different playlists, and I think it just topped 92,000 streams on Spotify. So for me, that's a big thing. You know, I always had like 1,000 to 2,000 streams over years. So over 6 months, it's happened. It's kind of amazing. It's astounding. But I welcome you to go out there and listen to it online. It doesn't matter if I don't make any money. I don't make any money anyway. So this is the song that opens up the record. It's called "Start the World Again." It seemed like an appropriate tune for it. This harkens back to about a year and a half after the pandemic. You remember that, right? And I was up at a songwriting retreat in Michigan, Lamb's Retreat, and I was mentoring some folks, and this one lady said something to me about, I think it's time we figure out how to start the world again. Shannon Hughes is her name, so we wrote this little tune here. This features fabulous Libby Koch, K-O-C-H. I mention these names in hopes that maybe you'll retain some of them and you'll go check these people out. A lot of great music going out there in the world, indie music. Libby Koch's another Texas artist. She's a real soulful voice. She sings in this song with me. Come over here. I've been so alone. Whisper in my ear everything I need to know. And if you love me, dear, don't ever let me go. We can face the years, no fear of the unknown. Open your arms and let me in. It's time to start the world again. A tiny bug knocked us to our knees. We locked ourselves up and hid away the keys. Afraid to love, afraid to even breathe. Too scared to hope, too stunned to grieve. Open your heart and let me in. It's time to start the world again. Oh, I miss the warmth, the human touch. I miss the ones I love so much. How will I give myself again? Learn to open back up and learn how to simply begin to start the world again. Were we followed here? Are we alone? All cried out of tears, weary to the bone. And if a little seed can really make the mountain move, could it be that we might find our power too? Open your arms and let me in. It's time to start the world again. Open your heart and let me in. It's time to start the world again. Thank you, thank you. This is a song I wrote with an old friend of mine, Thomm Jutz, TPR. Quite a man, quite a talented songwriter, one of the most musical people I've ever known. I've known quite a few. Great guy. We, for decades, every time we run into each other, we'd talk about writing a song together, and finally, a couple of years ago, we did. I'm very grateful for it. This is it. It's on the new record as well. Features my friend Gillian Tute from Ireland. She sang her part over there in Belfast and sent it over here for the record. Send this out to TPR, Thomm Jutz. He passed away right before this record came out. He got to hear the song, and I definitely recommend you check his music out if you can. TPR. Tell me what you want me to do. All I really want to do is find a way to make you happy. All I have to give and give and give and give to you is all the love that lives and lives and lives and lives inside me. Tell me what you want from me. Say the word and it will be given absolutely free of charge. Song for myself. The only road to get to you is riddled with regret and rooms to let the ghost of laughter. I want to find a way to just break through. Tear away the page and find my happy ever after. And even if there's no such thing, no reward, no golden ring, still the lonely bird will sing along. Song for myself. Your head fills up with questions, only you know the answer. Your heart resounds with music, you alone are the dancer. Don't be afraid, you'll find your way inside find your way. Don't be afraid. Tell me what you want me to do. All I really want to do is find a way to make you happy. Song for myself. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let's liven it up a little bit here. It's a song I wrote over in Ireland. I lead tours of Ireland every year. I've been doing that for a long time now for a group called Industry Ireland Music Tours. And I wrote this song quite a few years before I started leading tours over there. I was touring by myself, suitcase, guitar, just knocking around the country, driving on the wrong side of the road. Well, driving on the right side of the road there, but wrong for us. I was tried practicing here for a week or two before I went over there, but never seemed to work. But anyways, I was in a place called Kilmore Key, and when I'm over there on my own or wherever I am in the world, you know, and I've got a day or two off, I try to find some interesting place to check out, a way to meet some new people or a way to see a new site. Got the map out. I was over there in February in Ireland. I'd been at the Belfast Songwriters Festival and was down in the southern coast along the Irish Sea. Went to a place called Kilmore Key. Nothing out there but sand dunes and old ruins, rocks, the Irish Sea crashing against the coast. A couple of monuments to all the folks who never came back from the water out there. And this little song blew into my ear about all of us and how everywhere I go, everybody seems to be the same, no matter what anybody else says. It's a cloudy old day, but the sun's shining in my heart. I got a smile on my face, but the mirror says I'm falling apart. You know I gave everything away, what else could I do? Now my clothes, they're all frayed, I got a shine on my worn-out shoes. Hello, unraveler, I'm unraveling just like you. Hello, traveler, yes, I'm a traveler too. All these folks in a hurry, bouncing down a bumpy road. We all got trouble and worry following us wherever we go. But when I find myself stranded, broke down and busted flat, some good soul pulls over and reaches out a helping hand. Hello, unraveler, I'm unraveling just like you. Hello, traveler, I'm a traveler too. One act of kindness can make me start to cry. But man, that don't mean I'm blue, no, no. One thing that defines us in this uncertain life is the love that resides inside me and you. I'm a traveler too. Oh, 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 oh. Now the road up ahead, it's shorter than the road behind. There's something to be said right now. be a real good time. 'Cause ain't this a funny old life, full of wonder, joy, and pain? Yeah, we all get worried sometimes, just waiting for someone to say, hello, unraveler, I'm unraveling just like you. Hello, traveler, I'm a traveler too. Hello, traveler, I'm a traveler too. Hello, traveler, yes, I'm a traveler. Hello, traveler, yes, I'm a traveler. Hello, traveler, I'm a traveler. Hello, traveler, man, I'm a traveler too. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. I'll hyperventilate a little bit. Just give me a second here. So, this is you ever get tired of your own crap? I wear myself out, and other people too sometimes. Several times a day, usually I catch myself thinking or saying or doing something. It's like, is that really what you want to do? Anyway, I was having a day like that and wrote this song, and it's been recorded by quite a few people. Every one of them a woman. Apparently I was in touch with my feminine side when I wrote this song. I guess, actually, most of my cuts have been women artists, so there you go. That tells you something. Don't worry, we're okay. We're fine. So this is called, one thing I've learned, I haven't learned a lot, but the older I get, a few things have come into focus, and one of them is, if you're not tired of your own crap, somebody very nearby you is. There goes me, giving in easily, trying too hard to please. Soft in the middle, faithlessly chickening out on me, blaming that big machine, hurdling riddles, frightened and little, standing in my own way. Here am I, questioning where, how, why, watching my life go by. Man, I don't want to blow it. Contrary me, begging to disagree, making mistakes in threes. Yes, I'm wrong and I know it, too proud to show it. I'm just standing in my own way, standing in my own way. Doomsday, in that satisfied grin, out of my way, betrayer. Don't be so darn sure you'll win. We're through. I haven't room for two. I'm stepping right over you. Open that front door, 'cause here I come, banging my broken drum, chasing that grinning sun. Yes, I'm winning this soul war. There'll be no more standing in my own own way. Oh, there will be no more standing in my own way. There goes me, standing in my own way. No more standing in my own way. Ooh, standing in my own way. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank Karen for the tea and honey. Thank Bill for doing the sound. Ronnie for MCing. Thank our opening three songwriters for a great set. Have a hand for those folks coming out in the cold, share their gifts with you. And to all you guys for coming out in the cold. Everybody here at the church has been great to deal with, and just very sweet folks. You never know, I might end up being a Methodist. Anyway, I'm not sure what my mother, Betty Jo, would think of that. She's not around anymore, but she's up there somewhere watching. She was a strict Baptist Catholic, so in fact, I'll just segue into this here. This is a little song about my childhood. I was raised a guilty Catholic kid in Independence, Missouri. What other kind? That's redundant, I know. I was raised a Catholic, and in Independence, Missouri, just about as grim as it sounds. But I had Kansas City about 18 miles away to go to for culture, art, music conservatory, and art museums, of course, art museums, and art institute. Lots of places to play music, coffee houses and rock clubs. I played in all the folk clubs there and some of the psychedelic clubs, It was back in the 60s. There was a place called The Place. First time I ever went to a psychedelic club, and I was about 17. Buddy took me there. Heard a great band called Mystic Never National Bank, a great local band. And they had the strobe light, of course, and of course they had the black light, so you could see girls' brassieres through their blouses. Very exciting time. So anyway, when I was 11, I started a little gang of ne'er-do-wells in my grade school, St. Anne's. And, of course, St. Anne was St. Mary's mother, so we started at St. Anne's and went on to high school at St. Mary's. But anyway, when I was about 11, I started this little gang with some buddies of mine there. We had a problem with authority, and there was anybody over the age of 12. And of course, there were the Sisters of Mercy, my favorite oxymoron. So we raised a lot of hell. We started off with water balloons and then moved on up to eggs and firecrackers and eventually cherry bombs. We were the sons of steel workers and oil refinery workers and stockyard workers in Kansas City. We were kind of a tough bunch. Called ourselves the Pandas. It was a long time ago, and we were very young. So anyway, by the time I was about 13, I'd quit my life of crime. Well, actually, I thought I had, and then George Pavella confronted me one evening at St. Mary's High School. I was there to receive an award for being one of the 3 guys who designed, built, and painted the scenery for the school play, which was The Wizard of Oz. It was an intricate contraption we built. It was 3-sided flats that you could rotate into 3 different scenes. And so we were supposed to get an award afterwards for this ingenious thing that we had done. And instead, I went off with George Pavella and a bag of cherry bombs and terrorize the neighborhood. I said, well, I'll go do that, but just so I can get back in time to get my award. Anyway, my moral compass was a little bent. All culminated with me throwing a cherry bomb on Harry Truman's front porch and yelling, "Give him hell, Harry." And we ran like the little cowards we were. But I was filled with remorse almost immediately as soon as I ran around the corner and there sat an Independence policeman who hauled us away to the Jackson County Jail. I had to call my mother, Betty Jo, the strict Baptist Catholic. I said, "Hey, Mom, can you come pick me up?" "Well, where are you, son?" "Well, I'm in the Jackson County Jail." "Where are you really?" "I'm really in the Jackson County Jail." "Well, you'll have to wait for your father to get off work at midnight from the steel mill and come get you out of jail. Won't he be proud?" Click. So there I sat for a few hours. George came walking in, his hard hat, his black work boots white with salt from slaving away down an open hearth furnace in the steel mill. My dad never raised a hand to me, except in kindness. But he sure looked disappointed that night. And I found out fully just what a huge fan of Harry Truman's he was. I quit my life of crime. I started going to the CYO dances around Kansas City. I was one of the pimply boys who would line up along the wall in the gymnasium. There's that vast no man's land, and on the other side of the gymnasium were all the girls lined up against the wall. So I decided one night, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to ask somebody to dance. I couldn't dance very well, but... So I did that, and walked right through the barricade of nuns. I met a girl named Juanita Cruz who I danced with for almost every dance for about a year. Juanita spoke very little English, and neither did I, so we got along fine. One day she just disappeared. You dropped the bomb, you held on to the dollar, Missouri mule in all your glory. We collided when I threw a cherry bomb. I yelled, "Give him hell, Harry, no time to tarry. The fuse is lit, no stopping it. Incendiary Kid." Crazy daddy with his hair all in tangles, tornado blowing through his t-shirt. Well, I'm on that hillside waiting for lightning to strike. Why do I do these things? The sky is lit, I'm defying it. Incendiary Kid. Here comes Juanita strolling in with her girlfriends. Caviar doves, they floor me. She speaks Spanish, but I kinda comprendo that she likes me. We dance real close, and the flame is lit. No denying it. Incendiary Kid. In slow motion, I free fall. Hooray, the human cannonball. Man, you'd think by now I'd lose the fight. Still some fire burns through the night. Yes, and even now I feel that child inside. Time blew up, left me in the rubble. I wonder what happened to Juanita. Sometimes I feel like that kid in trouble. I want to blow it all up and start all over. The fuse is lit, no stopping it. Oh, the sky's the limit, incendiary kid. All right, thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna switch guitars here. Lightning fast. Okay, maybe not lightning fast. I tell you to talk amongst yourselves, but I did that one night and completely lost the audience, so don't do that. Hey, Dave! Everyone has to have a plant in the audience, right? I mean, yeah, you gotta have one. I think I've got a spotted begonia out there somewhere tonight. It's a bad plant joke. So, I wrote this song when I was 17, and after I quit my life of crime and had kind of given up on the CYO dances, and one summer, a bass player in a band I was in, this guy named Stan Maples, he said, "Listen, I'm going to go down to Texas, Oklahoma and Texas for the summer for a few weeks, and would you like to go with me?" Now, Stan was the only hippie, two hippies in the one band I was in high school. I was a Catholic kid, so I had imaginary hair, of course. But kids that went to public school, they had long hair, so Stan had long hair. He was the bass player. He was the son of a Kansas City narcotics agent. And consequently, he was always high on something. And I was so naive, I just thought he was eccentric. But anyway, I found out, he conned my mother, Betty Jo, into letting me go with him on this summer trip, which I'm still shocked by it. I don't know how he did it, but he was kind of like Eddie Haskell with long hair. You know, he could con adults. But anyways, so he rode in his red Rambler with the 8-track tape player, listening to Country Joan of Fish and Moby Grape and Jefferson Airplane and Jimi Hendrix, of course, a lot of Hendrix, all the way down through Oklahoma and Texas. And one of our first stops was in a place called Ardmore, Oklahoma. And, well, no applause, that's a first. Anyway, Ardmore, it's grown from what it was then. It's still kind of a small town, but so we were there visiting his grandmother, and we went to this rodeo on a Little League baseball diamond to watch his cousin ride quarter horses. This young woman had won a lot of trophies and ribbons from the time she was a little girl. Her grandmother's mantle was festooned with these things. So we went down to watch the rodeo and saw her ride, and I never really met her or anything. But at the end of the summer, wrote this little song, which ended up being one of the songs that got me a record deal on Elektra Records when I was 20 years old. Now, Stan was quite the character. I'd found out years later that he had passed away from drug overdose, and so whenever I introduced this song or talked about him, I'd tell people, he was gone. And here a few years ago, he found me on Facebook. And apparently cleaned up and got married and raised a kid and became a professor at a university in Springfield, Missouri. So, good for him. Just ruined my story, Stan. But there is one thing that happened that summer when we were there at his grandmother's house. We slept in the basement, all like, 16, 17-year-old boys. And she had a couple of little cots down there. And it was in the summertime in Oklahoma, and there's no air conditioning. It was pretty hot, so we're laying around in our Fruit of the Looms, and I woke up at this funny sound, and the moon was kind of shining through the bedroom window, and I could see silhouetted in the moonlight standing up on his bed, just standing and looking off the foot of the bed in his BVDs. And I said, "What are you doing, man?" All of a sudden he yells real loud, and he jumps off the bed and kicks his feet up in the air like that, and he lands on the concrete floor right on his tailbone. And he's like, "Oh, man." And he crawls back up to the bed, and I turned the light on. I said, "What in the world are you doing, man?" He said, "Man, I had this dream. I had this dream that I was floating in space, and I was naked. I'm floating in space, and everything's fine. And I hear this note, and this note gets higher and higher pitched. As it does, one of my arms starts stretching out like a piece of vermicelli. It's just this, gets skinnier and skinnier and longer, and it's floating around space. The note is so high you can barely hear it, and then the note goes, gets really low, and the arm gets huge, and it starts pulling me down through space. Have you ever had that dream?" Not yet, Stan. So this is not a song about that dream. In Oklahoma, the red dirt runs deep, and the smell of the rain on the West Plains is sweet. It was just north of Ardmore my eyes chanced to meet the prettiest lady an Oklahoma rodeo queen. Oklahoma people, home of red, and fleshy red parents, long buried, she said. And horses are my children, they're all I got left. I'm just singing for you and breathing with you. Good Lord leads me to my peaceful rest. Out there in the sand and lights, she rides in old blue jeans, clinging to the ropes, tossing back her hair. Through the cheers and laughter, she smiles like a queen. When those lights go out, you won't see no one there. There's a love you can buy from some woman on some street. There's a love that comes clapping from the front row seats. And there's an aching and a joyful cry that comes when lovers meet. There ain't no lover waiting for an Oklahoma rodeo queen. Out there in the sand and lights, she rides in old blue jeans, clinging to the ropes and tossing back her hair. Through the cheers and laughter, she smiles like a queen. When these lights go out, you won't see no one here. In Oklahoma, the red dirt runs deep, and the smell of the rain on the West Plains is sweet. The prettiest lady my eyes chanced to meet had a smile to turn the sand into sea. an Oklahoma rodeo queen. All right, thank you. Oklahoma rodeo queen. So, got a friend living around these parts named Josh Leo. Josh is an old buddy of mine from Kansas City. Josh was from an Italian Catholic family over in the north side of Kansas City. And I was from the redneck Catholic family over in Independence. But we were competitors back then. We played in the same clubs and coffee houses, and we met again in 1976 in the unemployment line in Los Angeles, and we left the unemployment line and went and moved furniture for Wally Hyder or something. Anyway, but it was a good friendship. It's been a good friendship all these years. We've written quite a few tunes together. This next one's on the new record. An older song that we wrote that I really wanted to redo with some of my friends playing and singing on there. It's called Rocked in a Country Cradle. Now, you know, it is a truism that most parents hate their children's music. And when they're little kids, we love everything our parents love. You know, we think their music is the best, even if it's Lawrence Welk. We love it. We have Lawrence Welk fans here tonight. Lawrence, a 1 and a 2, and yeah. But you know, I liked all that stuff, and then I got a transistor radio. The biggest innovation, technical innovation I think ever was the transistor. And the transistor radio was great. Put your one little earbud. Poke it in your ear and get under the covers late at night, stay up late listening to radio stations. I'd get stations from Chicago and Texas sometimes and hear all kinds of music that I hadn't heard before. So I grew to have my own music, and I remember my dad, whenever I would play my Jimi Hendrix albums, he'd yell upstairs, "Turn that noise off." Then I went home a few years later, and he's got all my old Hendrix albums. He's playing them full volume. So that's what we were talking about when we wrote this song, and in hopes that, you know, eventually the younger generation and the older generation meet up somewhere along the line and agree on something musically. It's called Rocked in a Country Cradle. When I was young, the family liked to gather round that kitchen radio. We'd wind the long day down. Mama loved to hear your cheating heart. I couldn't wait to hear them rock around the clock. I was rocked in a country cradle, moon shining in my eyes, cricket in the wall singing a song I learned to harmonize. I was rocked in a country cradle, both sides of that track. Raise a little cane when that mystery train rattle a little shack. I was rocked in a country cradle. 63, I found some music I could call my own. I'd play those records in my basement all alone. Dad said that ain't music, not like I walk the line. I couldn't hear him, I was heading for a hard day's night. I was rocked in a country cradle, moon shining in my eyes, cricket in the wall sang a song I learned to harmonize. I was rocked in a country cradle, both sides of that track. Raise a little cane when that mystery train rattle a little shack. I was rocked in a country cradle. When I go home, that kitchen still feels the same. The radio still plays, but something has changed. Dad knows all the words to yesterday. Mama just smiles to hear us all sing together again. I was rocked in a country cradle, moon shining in my eyes. Cricket in the wall sang a song I learned to harmonize. I was rocked in a country cradle, both sides of that track. Raise a little cane when that mystery train rattle a little shack. I was rocked in a country cradle, moon shining in my eyes. Cricket in the wall sang a song I learned to harmonize. I was rocked in a country cradle, both sides of that track. Raise a little cane when that mystery train rattle a little shack. I was rocked in a country cradle. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. That's on the new Ghost to Take 'Em Carry album. I've got quite a few CDs back there for sale. You might have noticed I'm a traveling retail clothing store with a music problem. I've got Western shirts and jean jackets. I have children's Western shirts and jean jackets. I even have a Western onesie back there. T-shirts, bandanas, not bandanas, bandanas, a postcard set, who knows what else I have back there. Whatever I got back there, I'll sell you. CDs, of course. Anybody still have a CD player out there? One person. Okay. Anybody have a record player out there still that works? Now look at y'all. I've got vinyl back there, and I'm telling you what, that vinyl is great. Made right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And every album is a different color, so it's all a surprise. You never know what you're going to get. I went with the recycled vinyl. Try to repurpose as much as possible. I did write out a set list, and I'll be darned if I can read my handwriting. Oh, yeah, here we go. We'll do this one. This is one of the happiest songs I've ever written. You know, when you're a songwriter, you write what comes to you. And I was happy once, so I thought I'd write a song about it. Now, I hate sing-alongs, but I know you folks out here in Franklin love them, so you're going to join right in on this, I'm sure. It's kind of a yellow-long song. You don't even have to really sing. It's called Great Day in the Morning. We got a lot thankful for. Yellow maples and a red roof barn, sun coming up like a medicine ball. Great day in the morning, ain't it? Turn on your radio. Turn up that song, Sweetness. Ain't that the one that we both know? Turn it up a little higher. Yeah, turn it up. That's fine. Great day in the morning, darling. Let's kick our heels up high. I wanna kiss you, stop yawning. There ain't one dark cloud in that sky, not one. Great day in the morning. 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 Early to bed and early to rise. Dreams in your head and stars in your eyes. The sun on your face makes me realize, honey, it's gonna be another great day in the morning. That feels peculiar. Great day in the morning, honey loves every new day with you. Turn over, now you've been snoring. The birds are singing and the sky's blue. Great day in the morning, baby. We got a reason to celebrate. I wanna party, I don't mean maybe. It's gonna be our red letter day. Red letter. Red letter. Great day in the morning. Oh, we got a lot to be thankful for. Yellow maples and a red roof barn. Sun coming up like a medicine ball. There it is, there it is. Coming up, coming up. Woo! Well, ask you, Sweet Pea, you ever seen anything exactly like that before? Get ready now. Great day in the morning. 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 Everybody. Jam on it. Thank you. Thank you. Is there a chiropractor? Thanks for joining in there. Well, I think we're probably getting close to the end here, don't you think? Well, not the end, hopefully, but the end of the evening. Never know these days, I guess. I was going to say, let's just go around the room, tell us your name, what you do for a living, but I think it would take too much time, so we won't do that tonight. Thank you all for coming out, and thanks to everybody here at 19 Miles to Music Row for doing this. This is such a great series. I only discovered it recently and came out to see my buddy Pierce Pettis play. So good to see you guys. Nice that live music is still getting some support. And all you people out there that stayed home tonight and are watching online, all covered up in your blankies, well, aren't we special? Sorry. A little resentment and hostility there. My goodness. No, I'm kidding. We have to get out in the cold. So anyway, I want to do, I think I'll do one more song here for you. I think it's about that time. I have no idea how long I've been up here. Over an hour? About something like that? Like that. Okay, how about... Say what? Thank you. I'll do that. Thank you. So this is a good song to end things with. It's called Thank You. Written on a day when I was not feeling all that grateful. You know, every time I get up and play music for people, I'm astounded, honestly, at the fact that I've been able to do this at all and do this for this long. Very fortunate. And I admire anybody else who does it. But like most people, once in a while I get down. I feel sorry for myself. I was having a day like that up in Portland, Oregon. Staying at a friend's house up there. Now on the road, you know, traveling singer-songwriter, you have to, again, you got to be grateful for all of it. I mean, you show up at somebody's house and they host you, they put you up. You don't have to stay in a Motel 6. It's a wonderful thing. Sometimes you show up, though, and it's like there's a little shivering child on the sofa as you come in the front door, and the parents are like, shit, they're okay, they're fine. The room is down the hall on the left. So you go in and you know, a whole generation of young people are going to be mad at me now for kicking them out of their rooms. You go in there and it's like a little mermaid room. It's like stepping into a little pink seashell. There's a little canopy bed and your feet hang off the edge. Or it's a little boy's room with a race car bed with Superman sheets and sand in the sheets. And you just go, well, it's better than Motel 6. So anyway, I'm staying with my friends now. They had some real nice digs for me. And I've been there a few times over the years. Great people. And they were at work. They left me there with their 3 cats. They had a cat named Ziggy. He had a tail. It looked like it had been slammed in a door 4 or 5 times. They said he was born that way. I don't know. Anyway, and then they had a white cat named Pearl. And they had a 3rd cat whose name I never remembered because it never would have anything to do with me. It would just see me and run away. So I'm there with these 3 cats, and it's raining outside in Portland, Oregon. Surprise, surprise. I sat down. I just gave in to my mood, and I had a pity party for myself. I made myself a cup of orange pico tea with no sweetener on purpose. And I stared at that tea till it got cold, and oil is floating on top of the water, and pretty soon the tea bag disintegrated to my delight. The tea leaves are floating on the water as I'm going to sit here and chew on my bitter, tepid tea and savor my misery. And I set into doing that and just about finished that tea, and the sun came out. Hummingbirds started swarming all the feeders people put in their yards there in Portland. Hundreds of hummingbirds. Well, dang it, I guess I have to be in a good mood now. So I went out in the backyard, I kicked my boots off, got the guitar out, and I started thinking all the thousands of good people I've met in my life. I wrote the song for you guys. 3 cats live in this house. I'm just a guest passing through. They run around all night, sleep away the afternoon. Hey, one has a zigzaggy tail, and one is as white as a pearl. One only hides, never lets me into her world. I gotta thank you, whoever you are. Thank you for my breaking heart. Thank you for the chance to play my little part. Panther on a windowsill, rabbit in the wet green grass, Rufus and Anna's hearts and wings beating fast. One day I'm filled to the brim. Next day the whole thing spills out wide open again. I'm wondering what it's all about. But still I gotta thank you, whoever you are. Thank you for my breaking heart. Thank you for the chance to play my little part. Funny how the clouds pile up when they're only gonna blow away. Funny how each one of us is a universe in our small way. Hey, hey. Cats squint in the sun, high on a blue window day, grinning and purring like they got something to say. If curiosity kills, I'm dying to know what that means. A life of waiting tills won't fill the yearning in between. Oh, 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 thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the chance to play my little part. Thank you indeed. Thank you so much. Be safe out there.
Dana Cooper, ladies and gentlemen, 19 Miles to Music Row. Thank you so much. His guitar, where did you get your guitar? Because my guitar doesn't sound like that. I mean, I don't know.
A Breedlove.
Breedlove,
Made in Oregon, out of Oregon, Myrtlewood.
All right. Mine still doesn't sound like that. Well, Dana, we have a tradition here at 19 Miles.
You're giving me a guitar?
We're giving you a guitar for 20 seconds
deal.
to sign.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Do I have to sign my name or?
I mean,
That might be the way to do it.
yeah. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight. As Dana mentioned, he does have merch out there, as well as a clothing store. So make sure you buy everything so he doesn't have to take it home. His wife's running out of space. Isn't that right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, we're purging.
Thank you so much. Have y'all enjoyed tonight?
Thank you. I had a blast. Appreciate you guys so much.
So, I don't know. Jody Todd told me a story about, was it your sister? Her sister went and saw you, paid pretty good money to go see you in Texas.
Uh-oh. She want her money back or?
No,
Okay.
She was really upset. She was here in Franklin and had to leave before tonight.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So she was really sad. But I wanted to pass that on to you to let you know, to support programming like this, he doesn't play for free, just nearly. We have a bucket back there. We also have QR codes where you can scan to donate to 19 Miles and other events here at Franklin First United Methodist Church. So make sure to leave some money. I asked earlier how many of you tonight was your first night? How many? Okay.
Wow.
Keep your hand up if you'll be back next month because you loved it so much. See what you did?
That's good. That's
See
good.
what you did?
That's good.
Well, next month, I happen to have a handy-dandy little note here. You can grab at the back. Mason Douglas, chart-topping stories and songs coming February 4th. Mason has conquered the challenges of the music industry, earning a #1 Billboard hit, top 40 country success, and a #1 iTunes achievement. He's collaborated with rising stars in Nashville such as Hardy. Do y'all know who Hardy is? All right. Went to MTSU with him. Old Dominion and Tennille Towns. I love Tennille. I'm trying to get her one day. He's also worked with Kid Rock, Sam Hunt, and John Schneider. Have you ever heard of John Schneider?
I've heard of John Schneider, yes.
Yeah. I hear he gets into cars funny. I don't know. But he will be here again. That's